Bitch, I'm the, I don't care if you with the. I'm a cute boy, they want me, got put it. I was in a dream with a leaf free, can release, trying to get a piece of the highlights. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the highlights. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlights. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight.
Beat, you see me all in a Jeep, I'm playing, I gotta leave it. Sneak back on the beat, elite. Who wanna meet, who wanna hand it a feed? Can't feed him, but I'ma eat. My raps, read them and weep. You rap, please have a seat. Like, please, you really weak. Like 7 days a week, the tea spilling is sweet. Bring danger, range like Dan Granger. R.I.P. to Tommy, it's Tommy the Green Ranger. Jalen Brunson with it, that's for sure. Y'all ain't really with it, that's for sure. Nick been wicked, sicko flow. I don't give a shit, I give and go. Yo, send on my love. Been in the corner to checking on mud. You bugging water, spill to get it in blood. I'm taking but talking, tell them where you was. Yo.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys, trying to get a piece of the highlights. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the highlights. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight.
I was in a Jeep when I heard this beat, knew I had to get it back to you urgently. I'ma grab it by the balls, but verbally, and I'm breaking in, but not a burglary. This ain't nothing but another hot verse to me. I be burning these bitches to the 3rd degree. Better call the ambulance emergency, cause I'm coming with the heat most certainly. Capiche? No sprint, this a marathon, and nobody ever wanna pass you the baton. So you gotta take what you wanna move on. Win everywhere you go, just like LeBron, Bron. They afraid, it's understandable. They should put me on National Geographic with animals and the hoes that don't rap. See, I'm not a fan of those. I be hitting these tunes like a piano note. Yeah, I got the antidote, so
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys, trying to get a piece of the highlights. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the highlight. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight.
I don't wanna play too much, I gotta measure the wait time. I ate too much, you know the clock goes tick when I spray too much. Got so much on my plate, so I stay cooped up in that motherfucking Jeep. I ain't playing for keeps, I'll make them fleet if they need. Get up out of legit, a Hennessy, watch them down if they coming for me. All I'm seeing is racks when the light goes green, bitch, I'm on it. I walk and I flown it, then I blow the roof out this place till it's over. I fold it down on the windshield till I'm rolling. She driving me crazy, her mind is controlling. I hop in my Wrangler, get in the whip, and right after I rang her, I said to call up her friends and I'll hang with her. Tell them it'll all be on me, yeah, I'll pay for her. So they all came with her, then I was
in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys, trying to get a piece of the highlights. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the highlight. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight.
I was in the hoopty with the hoochie, pulled over and beat it up a dog and down. She called me Poochie, looking bummy, looking like I was left off the bat and bougie. Take her home and show her how I be living. Absolutely soaking with the syringes and the condoms in the jacuzzi. Eyeballs of a cockroach, watch us get groovy from the comfort of a ball of pubic hair near Dookie. Now she got a parasite in the pussy like a refugee. Giving her cock near the litter box. Give her food, hungry man on the dinner box. Freezer burnt pork flesh with the finger licking tots. Wash her down with the prune juice from a freaking box. Send her ass home, dirty AF in Crocs. Pussy lips in her panties with the chicken pox. Split the game, get the brain, get her kicking rocks. Feeling so fantastic, Mr. Fox. I'm putrid.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys, trying to get a piece of the highlights. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the highlight. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight.
I was in a G with at least 3 Kimberleys, Brittany's, Tiffany's, wild night. She's a freak, I'm in deep like the Genevieve. She just want a piece, got a hit like it's mob life. Think a piece, need a leash, I'm a dog. Make a fiend for it all, let her ring when she call, I ain't pressed. Cause I can turn her on like remote, light it up from the back, flat screen on the wall. She don't love me, she wanna be plugged in. Crib looking like I've been shipping them drugs in. And she just want a piece of the high life, 595, high five while doing the buck 10, that's motion. Really, it's a movie though. Dreamcast, no Sega, no movie roles. And truth be told, we faded like a boozy fro. I spinning G's back to back like a Gucci store, like
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys, trying to get a piece of the highlight. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the highlight. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a highlight.
Look, I'm thinking of every second I find with the Kimberly. Even if I reach out to her, do you think she remember me? Fuck no. Call a couple of more and give me some more. I know it's uncomfortable. If you comfortable, you won't throw it. I notice with every Kim, there's some shady shit that's evolving into a starter. Your house will be getting robbed or shot up on the block. As if a cop will give a fuck. As long as you got Kimmy on your thing, I'm a bob. I mean, I ain't wanna do a shit with a wife and I'm included. Even if I don't like the hype, I write tonight, I make a movie. Yeah, 28 Kims and they play Shabuzi. She want me to OJ, not okay, Kazumi. Tryna tell all 3 that that wicked freak, I think I need a plan. She like P&D with pixie dust, and I'm not Peter Pan. Swear I got
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life.
I don't want a piece of the high life, I just want peace, so please no teeth at the stoplight. See no reason to not fight, we cook with heat, so I go bone deep like a hot knife. First off, hold it in the Jeep, it's a Hyundai. If you gon' pop that shit, get your facts straight. Second off, you sucking off fumes in the gas tank. If you gon' tweak, then think that it's alright. Go ahead and get all this shit off your perfect titties, my bitty. I don't give a fuck, you can't just get out and gotta work shit out. I throw you a note that I wrote on a buck, says go stand still as a clover and hope to be lucky enough that I come pick you up. Don't ask where I was, fuck it.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
It could be ET, the high life for me. And my EBT, it got swipe for things that I would never tell my mama she despises me. And said I should get a job that's inside the dream. I put both feet on that gas, it's called cocaine. I step on that brick, it's called toe game. She sit on my dick and got no name. Why the fuck you talking about ice, I'm not ocean. Yeah, how they get my shit together. See how they all get when they get together. Take me 3 minutes, put a fit together. Even though I ain't rich, I'ma spend my cheddar, yeah. My whole life they say I'm an idiot. This right here, this shit full of idioms. About last night, she said she gon' give me some run.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys trying to get a piece of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
I was in the back of the Jeep, but now I'm next up in the passenger seat. Take off the roof, let the young boy breathe. I got so many dreams that I can't even sleep. Writing in class just to master this. The way it hurts so good, I'm a masochist. So now all my doubters got my ass to kiss, and it's still fuck you to the fascists. Of course, the kid's never gonna lack in the booth. I'll keep pushing till the crowd's packed up to the roof. I'm bringing good energy, give it back to the youth, man. You already know that I'm rapping the truth. Spitting this shit through the wire. I had to start cutting the brakes. Sasha will step on the gas 24/7, whatever it takes.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys trying to get a piece of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
I was in the Jeep, power to the P. How my kid P was in the hood where they hiking up a seat to get out of where the street was down to get a beat. Rhyming everything is a movie, you see me out up on the scene. Either cipher for the green or cipher in the green. Sign for relief, never know what is a sign for me to see. Now I'm riding in a Jeep, hottering, I think time for me to be who I truly am, the chronic when you need. Even Dr. Dre, a document, the doc you seriously. Don't know my doc, you right, getting it all. Who doc and pay? I'm trying to stay afloat on a boat that's on the dock I made. I had to let it go to get the hold, to get the grip, to get the close into a fist, and that's it, Rose. That's when they start to give you flowers. But do you accept the rose lows? Where was you in?
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life.
I was in a Jeep, I was with a freak. I was in the back of a throat and I was floating off of the trees. I was in the moment I noticed she couldn't breathe, but shorty had my genitals holding them under siege. Jeez, I was 17 trying to get right, bumping Lil Wayne with a biz night. Way before the dislikes, way before the algorithm insights. Knuckles all swole from the fist fights. I was such a hooligan, drunk in the car, left the cooler in the Mary Jane. I had them both in unison, was never good at choosing friends. That's the life of a misfit. Strange nigga trying to get his dick licked. Mind your business. Gas on the line like it's Quick Trip. Hanging on the pine like it's Christmas. I've got a business, plus an inner thigh full of lipstick. I just want to drive to the picnic, bitch.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys trying to get a piece of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
Smoke 3 joints, that's high life. You ain't gon' kill it, but I might. Fake ass bitch with no bite. That's that shit that I don't like. When I make it M, they think I turn my but I ain't like them. Go big, you be poppin', you got it on lock. And I'm the light. Bless it again, I feel like Team Rocket. Feel that adrenaline hit, and you know we can't stop it. Put me in the ring, fuck with me, you know I got it. I'm gon' die a legend, I'm gon' shift dimensions, I'm gon' fix depression. Fuck you saying I can't do. Look at this face, don't forget it.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys trying to get a piece of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
All black fit like Vader. Pull up on your side in the ride while I clutch on a sable. Coulda hit a brother like a gator. Everyone surprised that I made that they tried with a laser. Who the young man with the flavor? Lay back light skin on the run game like Sega. I just try to keep it all playin'. Then in the end you don't wanna go anywhere major. Keep it XL like Chino. Proud to the side, ain't nobody coming close on my ego. Boss hit like Fimo. I can oblige that I'm waving like the bottom of the sea flow. Stay with a blade Tanjiro. Shot it rock green and black, looking like she cosplay Shigo. Pull up in a Jeep with a primo, aiming for the green. Everybody wanna try to keep CeeLo. Damn.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 can release, trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in the Jeep, trying to get a high life, I was in the Jeep, trying to get a high life,
Trying to get the high life like I live in a blimp. I live for these beats and kill them, that's me living a bit. I'm really legit, I really get it. They try to school you, why you acting like a doula? Can't deliver the kid, I'm ready to pitch. You at the money, swinging you miss, you never gon' hit. Especially when I get it like this, I'm really on go. You really gonna need to take grip, a nearly a flow. Who knew a nigga like me exists? I said I'm not from this world if you ask me. Nigga real great like Gatsby. How you say you got drive from the backseat? All you niggas only got drive in the taxi. Look, they say the stipulations are feeling like you the greatest, and I don't care who the made it. I'm feeling like I'm amazing. These niggas always be tripping, but never take up vacations. Said the game needs change, and I'm here for renovations. Like whoa.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 can release, trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life.
I was in the back with a zip, take a big rip, think about how I'm gonna move next. Thinking back to the days when I didn't have shit, got me out here chasing them blue strips. Things changing, I'm looking like that shit now. I still ain't got shit, but my name in a pot to piss. A few dunks and a solid fit. I'm running around screaming fuck the rich. I man Joni on a mic now, I'm making hits. I made the flip, and now they all noticing. Apply pressure like judo, go legit and make them wonder how you do that shit. Who that kid? They looking like who that is. A Kool-Aid sip, I hit them with that Hunan kick. Everything that I say, yeah, I do that shit, and I could do it all again like a throwback clip. So give me a minute, let me edit up some throwback shit. Damn.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 can release, trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life.
Yeah, I was in a Jeep last night with a few bad bitches and it got a little crazy. Yeah, shorty said we mad in the past life. I was like blah blah, swallow my babies. Whoa, friend did a little dance on the shit at the cha-cha. Shit went 5-5 sprayed it. One across the other, had them tangle around each other. Yeah, I had them bitches braided. Yo, it was a movie. Ass everywhere, kinda shit that movie. Sent me a 10 and fell on boobies. One on each side, 10 and 2 in. Then I hit her with a beep beep. She out that shoulder, let me like Sosa. White girl calling me cheeky. Got about 4 to believe my quota.
I was in a Jeep, trying to get a high life, I was in a Jeep, trying to get a high life,
I was in the Central with a Brenda and a friend that I don't remember. What I recollect is she wasn't intellectual, but she had a really good head, bruh. She had some pent-up stress that she wanted to let out, so I let her. And what happened next wasn't accidental, but I did rear-end her. Then a friend felt left out, so I hit her too with a fender bender. I don't feel no pity when I kill that kitty, tell the vet to get the stretcher. I'm crashing out when I bump and grind in the V. It's a high life indeed, and a highlight when she plants a fanny on me in the Grand Cherokee, so hand me the keys, cause
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 can release, trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life.
Look, I don't got a Jeep, only drive a CRV. I'm chronically inside it, so let me ride like I'm DRE. Handle business, a person, we call it vis-a-vis. Hit a link at a church and return it quick, BRB. Like you're trying to sex on an EMS heat when I'm speaking next. Get up a medic, eat a pussy, I feast a pets, get feeling breath. Dropping heavy shit like ejecting Ozempic. Shaved head, only time I take a shortcut. Life rated R, feel shaking in my core, cause I'm delegating more guts. Hella blood and gore stuff, celebrating war scars. Tell her baby pour up, get dumb lit on the torque, take the short bus. Tell the sin, peek a gorge in my shorts, bub. This your word of riches, and I'm never saying idle when I'm killing everything that I'm doing like suicidal. I was
in a Jeep with at least 3 can release, trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a high life.
Forget what they saying, light up a spliff out in public. I'm turning this spot to a function, I'm through with the playing. Holding first place, but I'm hungry and coming for seconds. I'm glutton and stay at your neck like a button up. Man, you've been at it for years, but I really don't think that you've done enough. In for the win, I ain't interested in making friends. I can't spread myself thin like a tummy tuck. Wait, if it ain't dinero, I don't comprende. I be writing so much that my pen break. Rap been dead for a minute, so I'm bringing it back to life like I'm Linde. I be making money in 10 ways, I've been straight. I don't take advice from no one but the bank, tell her I'm a sensei. Watch me hit my little dance just like I'm Wednesday. I'ma end up being the greatest at this rate, little bitch.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 can release, trying to get a piece of the high life. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a high life, I was in a Jeep, trying to get a high life.
I swerve on the E-way inside of this track hawk G. I remember when they passed on me. Now I'm walking outside with all these racks on me. All the drugs, if I didn't, then I get no sleep. I done got a taste of the high life, now I can't go back. They looking at me like Dan don't snap. I don't miss when I shoot, can get ammo back. I lead a bitch with a camel back. Okay, wait, I don't know why they keep talking on me like I gotta go prove it again. I don't know what car that I wanna with today. I got a Jeep and a Beamer and Benz. Shawty, I'm chilling with Token. If you want a link, then you better come bring you a friend. I'm in a Jeep and I'm swerving, I'm sipping on bourbon. If I wreck it, then I'ma have to go get it again.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 can release, trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep, trying to get a high life.
I was in a Jeep, but an SRT.
blacked out cause I'm rolling deep. Forget that you was in a Jeep, goddamn forgot that I was on a beat. Gotta terminate everything that be in my way. Turn a bright day to a DOA. Venom in my veins, got a price to pay. V6 to a V8, boom. Got me revving up a B-Day. I be eating good like a buffet. Ice on my neck, made the scene shake. Whole block freeze when I beam spray. Running at a time, speed the freeway, cause I was in a Jeep, but an SRT, ayy.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so do we. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
Beep beep, coming through when I'm looking for a freak. Way I do it, I make it look easy. Hella hungry for attention, better feed me. Everybody gather round, it's a meeting. Yeah, I know that I'm cocky, it's a me thing. From another planet partying with E.T. I've been practicing Zen, brewing tea leaves. Gotta stick to the plan cause I need peace. Yeah, I need peace. I'll be chucking my phone into D&D. I stay ducking these hoes, this D ain't free. And if you wanna book me, better pay that fee. High life penalties, white light energy. Thought we had it all, ooh silly me. Now I'm riding around in the Jeep with 2 or 3 Kimberleys. How you like me now, are you feeling me?
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so do we. It's a penalty of the high life.
When I'm in the Cherokee, it's a guarantee. It's a beat with an ass so big, gotta share a seat. Jubilee band on the rollie, so prepare to see enemies trying to act up like a parody. I don't need more hate, I don't need love. Last time I had a Jeep, it got keyed up. Ease up, trying to run it like Visa. Fuck Kimberly, I need Lisa, yeah. She trying to rock, got my head to the sky. Head in the clouds, I got dreams, I can't die. Take off the doors, feel like Kanye and Hov. I think I lost my mind. Guess that time, my bros at the dirt, cause the Jeep got a winch. Can't stay on the bench, no time to spare, but the wheel's 20 inch. I'm in the mud, got a flood on my wrist, bro, you know what it is.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys trying to get a piece of the high life.
3 deep in the black Jeep, here beep beep, make a squeak if it rocks and I'm on her. Recognize me from the TV, made her scream in the crowd, make a moan at the concert. Got our friends in the back, keeping socials on tap, take you up, FOMO, bet them lines hurt. Now we're talking on the track, sounds of Sarah's new trap, make them sweat, right the back, get my Don's work, smoke it up. Now she down to fuck, she got my posters up, and yeah, I'm man a cut. When I hit the stage with this RV Marais, so yeah, I soak the bitch, you see my meat for days. Yeah, my claim to fame is that you know my name, the game I played, the shots I made I contemplate. Roll this way, don't you know I own this babe, I cultivate everything I'm living, can call this fake.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so do we. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
I was in the streets, she was in the Jeep, steady rolling deep, really living life by the nightlife. I was in the caviar ride, running from the law and betting the pedal to keep my mind right. I'm that rebel, see the dust won't settle. It's the ride or die game in this worldwide ghetto, letting them know the pen and pad game I never let go. Push you to the max, are you ready for it? Let's go. Animalistic, get intrinsic, married to the game and I win, but never with it in it. Real life, living no fake. It's how my lyrics, I'm pivot both sides and long until I hit it. It's a token of my appreciation. Wordplay magician, where does I kill it? Hot is the skillest, just a bit of illest. Tipping the scales to the limit, the GR5 villain.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so do we. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
I want a taste of the high life, so high that my eyes are tie-dyed. I'm real, I brought through my guys. If you doubted me though, bye-bye. I ain't got time for your white lies, I'd rather you choose cyanide. If you ain't on a byline, ain't gonna get none of my time. Unless you're a girl that can ride right, in that case you can ride on me 5 times. Make her toes curl and her eyes shine, we can go rounds like fight night. I ain't gonna call her a pumpkin, she'll have a mouthful of meat like luncheon, cause she gives good brains, no dumb ting. Have her on her knees like she pray.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so do we. It's a penalty of the high life.
It's serving abundance. When I swerve up to the curb, it's a brake transmission. Words so pungent, no catalytic converter could reduce these harmful emissions. You ain't on smoke, you get burnt out. Do a U-turn and have to change your decision. Cause I got more drive than an M25 and I'm backing you up with this fatal collision. This ain't skid row, set the wheels in motion. Deceptive horsepower, call it a Trojan. Indicators on like you're waiting for a moment. This is a drag race, RuPaul motives. Look at how nimble I steer, right on the brink on the road to danger. No Kimberleys here, just pink notes. Go, go, and put the power in the Ranger.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberleys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so do we. It's a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep trying to get a high life.
Shit, I was whip around in the Oldsmobile with the white wall tires and the rims all steel. Plus a couple different women in the whip you feel. Had me burning through some rubbers, make a two-thing squeal. Tripping off sedatives, setting examples for nobody hoping they get in it. Splitting these eights by the half, ignoring the math, the fuck's a derivative.
My actions are crazy, discipline lazy. Me and my dogs, wildin' like rabies, faded each night. Memories hazy, looking to God like somebody save me. Now my brand poppin' like an E-pill. Had to tighten up and cut the cheap thrills. Only getting started, grab your refills, man, come on.
I was in the Jeep, tryna get a high life, I was in the Jeep, tryna get a high life,
And I've been on the net with 10,000 tokens, taking gambles, bulldozing moments, pulling crabs out a bucket of chicken shack where the West Coast is. Sitting in your car, eat a hole and roast it. Jeep, Bronco, any locomotive, got a Ford truck that we can pull it over like it's breaking down, and I ain't pull it on her like ugh. Cruise down 101, that ain't cold. Like Forrest Gump, I run the same roads. Jenny ain't shit to me, but some hoe. Yeah, Dan's lieutenant, but his legs are still whole. I'm the friend that they ain't waiting on. Say they started from it, but they made the bottom. Skip the nursing stage straight to baby bottles. If the city's mad, he went crazy on them like ugh.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys, tryna get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so the weed is a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life, I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life,
I was on the grass, on the gas, trying to speed to the women, call that looking for the high life. Like a 42 with a 2, knowing Jackie was a move, only nigga with the highlights. Black Wagoneer Jeep, knowing nigga moving silence like with muted yay sweets, throwing blows like I kill him and I feel like Ali. I can clear them all out like LeBron, that's a 4-0 sweep. As for me, I've been going through the test like Serena when she grinding through the brackets and the nets. I'm the kid never seen with the rollie or the tech, but it's a lot of competition like I'm Jason, they upset. Bloody mess, trying to find a nigga like me, they can't do it, baby. I've been in here cleaning the plate, they can't chew it. Catch me ducking all the shit that they say, I dash through it. And if they really out here looking for me, tell them I was in a Jeep.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys, tryna get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so the weed is a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life, I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life,
Whole life had to delete, I pressed 3 keys, made a 180, kept moving. I went from nuisance to having new friends who never gotta ask me how I do this. Now hoes treat me like an ATM, fly to ATL, now I'm in LAX for fun flex. I leveled up, got a badass shit, we skirt off in a badass whip. Today we in a blacked out Jeep, asking for D-fast in the seat, lean over, tongue wrapped on the meat. I freeze, busting up, blasting her cheeks, say thanks, send her ass to the street in the game like I'm super go out there today, so I impact the super suit. Or I'm mass, you can teach it, won't tutor you. Crossing the club with a down, now there's 2 of you. Try to greet me, I'm like, who are you?
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys, tryna get a high life,
I was in the Jeep with at least 23 J's rolled up in the seat for the high life. I might pull up on the screen just to kill a beat, but I'm in a Jeep, so it had to be a drive-by. Let me take you deep into my mind. Let me cook, bring a new cuisine like fried rice. Feature got on all the glycerine, cause it shines bright. Shorty cause the scene she be seen in the archives. I'm standing on the business, I don't fall. You ain't seen me in a minute, so I had to pull it off. I was feeling kinda lazy, well, until I got a call that I had to get to work, and that's how I just got involved. Let me tell you something about what I be on. Even though it's kinda simple, I feel like I'm in my zone. Hop in the Jeep like an orphan, cause I gotta take it there, and you know very well I gotta bring it home. What I mean is,
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys, tryna get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so the weed is a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life, I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life.
Yeah, we was in the Jeep, no lease for the high life, but it's a buddy, we getting women with a high price, up in the water. I didn't make it here by cutting the corner, so when I call it, should be pulling up in my time. Shorty be thinking then the chicken, they be like Popeyes, but they be hitting penicillin, you know my not line. So many APs, damn, I gotta cop mine. Got a couple rings, I been looking like a hotline, nigga. Jeep with a slick tongue, the King Kong bean chest like a big drum. The brain's gone, I ain't switching on my day one. The face long, I'm a homie, gotta stay calm and praise God. I'm a couple of shawties, they all on my bed. Different with skin like a CODM, black and white and Asian, this man. We hopped in a wagon and that's when I said,
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys, tryna get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so the weed is a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life, I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life,
I'm tryna keep anything that be coming my way when I feel like I know it's a blessing. Chasing the paper like Thomas be chasing on Jerry. I'm stressed, the way he be stressing. Because I get sad when I'm broken, I don't even know what it does feel like chronic depression, the bummer. I'm stacking these squares and it's sliding through price when I feel like I'm Mario the plumber. I'm popping peculiar patterns, you're perfectly penning that pot, I'm penning the picture and that is perfectly packing the pros. All of these lyrics are flows, killing my pitiful foes, praying the prophecy grows, only you barely know. Ayy, I don't even sleep cause I'm chasing a dream and I'm saving up cash to buy me a Jeep. 6+1 and I'm not even weak, I'm a shepherd and all of these rappers are sheep.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys, tryna get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need, so the weed is a penalty of the high life. I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life, I was in a Jeep, tryna get a high life.
Beep, beep. K-Slay got the keys to the Jeep. Vroom, red, hold the block while I eat. Feasting on bitches not fucking with me. Hustling, grind, all that shit on repeat. Half 23s on my little barbecue. A guard in the flesh that can tell when I speak. The industry stretches until we creep. Stay Hey, so high, so fly. Badass bitch spit bad punchlines. Then I flow heavy shit, trickle down my spine. Deep in the Jeep, big loud alpine. They know I'm the biggest. I step on these biggest. Get out of your feelings, the baby, I'm winning. I do this for real and it's just the beginning. I'm catching them flights, I ain't catching no feelings.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys trying to get a piece of the high life.
Yeah.
They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life.
Exactly.
I was in a Jeep trying to get a
J-double-E-P skirt. Ain't nothing sweetie, but I'm icy. Brr. Blow out my phone, then I'm blocking yours, so you better get right. Put a passenger. Okay, 4-door, wheel in the back. Dodging these beats like I'm driving a scat. This not URL, but you still can get smacked. And stop saying nigga if your ass ain't black. Okay, comprende fuego. I'm always on go like Diego. So give me, dame, peso. That's cheddar, cheese, queso. Hey, yo, talking. Did you know I used to play Tekken? Grind rappers gears like the pick for your sentence. On your head top like a perm letter said 10. How I did is beat by your head. That's a blessing. V.
I was in a Jeep with at least 3 Kimberlys trying to get a piece of the high life. They don't love me, but they have a need for the weed. It's a penalty of the high life.